before I even get to the game, I just can't express enough the reception that we got here. The hospitality, the accommodations, the service, it was all top notch, man. It's an honor to represent American football here in Dublin. It was just a great trip. Obviously, a component of it being a great trip is doing the job, and thankfully we were able to do that. We made it a little bit more entertaining than maybe it should have been, but the Vikings had a lot to do with that. That group's got a lot of fight, man. They're well coached. It's just a fun atmosphere, man. Good to get a win. Good to go into the bye in the position that we're in. We're leaking in some areas, and so, man, it's probably at an appropriate time. But to be honest with you, I've never had a bye that didn't seem like it didn't come at the appropriate time. Calvin Austin's got a shoulder. I think he's at the hospital being evaluated. Jalen Ramsey was in and out of the game with a hamstring. Brandon Echols had cramps. Slay got cleated. You know, we were leaking a little bit in the secondary coming into the game without Joey Porter. But such is life. Again, I'm just thankful to get the victory. I appreciate the fight of the guys. Certainly you want to finish that game off cleaner, man, so we got some get better ahead of us, but it's good to do that with a W. You know, we talked a lot about the late, great Ambassador Rooney last night. I know he's smiling at us today, man. It's just an honor, man, to fulfill his vision, to bring NFL football to Dublin, man, and been thinking about him a lot on a personal level, and so I'd be remiss if I didn't say that. I'll pause and open it up for questions. Jalen was a pregame decision. That's why we listed him as questionable. He worked out prior to the game, and, you know, we just didn't feel good enough, man. Didn't want to put him in a uniform, and then he wouldn't be able to finish, and then you're working a guy short. And so, you know, we worked him out, and that's where we settled. Jalen's a tough guy. He wanted to do it, but I just thought it was prudent not to. But I also got a great deal of confidence in Kenny Gainwell, man, and he showed you why. Top-notch competitor and professional. He's been a great asset to us, man, in the running game, out of the backfield. He's just a football player first, and I appreciate his efforts today.
Coach, speaking about Kenny Gainwell, is that a guy that you think is getting when his goals going forward?
I tell you, man, Kenny's always ready for whatever we ask him to do. And so, no, I would not be surprised by that. He's just a top-notch competitor, and I'm glad he's with us. You know, I thought that we put together a good plan, and I thought they did a nice job of executing it. The Vikings got some challenging schematics. They worked to minimize your four-man rush with max protections. I think the adjustments we made relative to the max protections was a major component why we were able to put pressure on them. And so kudos to TA and company, but also kudos to the men. We had a bunch of guys that played hard and made a bunch of plays today, and we needed them. Unfortunately, yes. We were leaking bad at that juncture, man. I think we had big nickel in, and I think 3 safeties, and that's not ideal under the circumstance. You're really limited in terms of your schematics. You can't play man-to-man, and so it was what it was. But we were able to get out of the stadium. You know, I'm certainly interested in starting fast, but the start doesn't determine the game. It's a 60-minute football game, as you guys just saw. And so you got to start fast. You got to be competitive in the middle. You better be competitive at the end. We're in the ultimate parity league, and I think that's why we have such a good relationship with our fans, man, and we enjoy putting our talents and skills on display for them. You know, our guys are professional, and so I think two things can be true. You can appreciate this unique opportunity that we had to come represent American football here, while at the same time you can do what it is you need to do to pursue victory and handle this week's job. And so, like, that's the approach we took it. We weren't going to fight against it. We want to appreciate it. Yet at the same time, we understood what we came here to do. You know, for us, it's just about getting healthy, to be quite honest with you. And we hadn't been that. You got no control over that. It's just about how you respond to it. Depth is required. We got a lot of competitive guys. Can't say enough about Brandon Eccles, man. That guy's played a lot of football for us, man. But our depth has been tested. It'll be good to get a week off, man, and get more healthy and get ready for what lies ahead. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. I was. But again, as I mentioned, we felt comfortable with our plan. We knew that they would max protect and neutralize our rush, and I just think we had a solid counter plan, and the guys understood it and executed at a high level. But that's the name of the game: possession down football, winning it, making big plays, playing complementary football. I thought for the better part of the day, we did most of those things. You know, forget my perception of it. We're 3-1, and that's all that matters. You know, would I like to be 4-0? Certainly, but we are what we are. I've learned not to, kid myself. You are what your record says you are, and so that's what we are going into the bye, and I can take it. I'm sorry, Ken?
How impressed were you for the body on pressure you got?
Man, it was required. We got a lot of respect for Carson Wentz, man. He's a veteran guy. They got a vertical passing attack. They go down the grass to their outstanding tandem of receivers, and so we knew it would be an opportunity to maybe provide some pressure because of their mode of operation, the fact that they're a vertical group. But obviously, as you can see, they're capable of making some plays as well, and so it's competitive. I think getting him the ball is always our agenda. Sometimes it's controlled by other things. In previous weeks, we weren't getting off the way we would like on third down, so it minimizes offensive possessions. We weren't winning possession downs, and so, these are complex discussions. They don't happen in a vacuum. We didn't go get DK not to get him the ball. And so today was a reflection of our intentions, but that's been our intentions every week.
What did you make of the Dublin experience, and do you think that other sides will relish coming here in the atmosphere and everything the fans are giving you?
I tell you what, man, as I mentioned, our reception was first class in every way. I'm sure others will experience the same things we experienced. I can't say enough about the hospitality that Dublin provided us.
Two more. Coach, I see you guys have playing hard. How do you work with these guys in the next week's
I promised them a sweet bye week if we got the business done, and so I probably have to fulfill that promise. It won't probably be a lot of work in the week that lies ahead, but we'll get us a good bonus Monday, man, and a good week's work coming out of it. But they're deserving of that, and as I mentioned, it's probably appropriate because we got a lot of people down.
Last one.
I love his competitive spirit. I love to support it. I like a guy that plays to win. And so he's an asset to us in that way, certainly. Regardless of the outcome of the play, certainly it didn't unfold the way we would like. But we're prepared to die with our boots on and pursue victory and not live in our fears. Thanks, guys.
That was Pittsburgh Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin on the victory yesterday in Dublin. The Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Minnesota Vikings 24-21.